Today we're going to tell you about a book that should never have existed. It was found 12 meters deep on an Australian beach. But the strangest thing is that this book is now at least 300 million years old. This cannot be, even because 300 million years ago on Earth lived only the first reptiles. Humans appeared on the planet much later. But maybe there's something we don't know. It sounds incredible, but archaeologists have irrefutable evidence that intelligent civilizations could have existed long before the dates that describe the official history. Do you want to know the shocking truth? Then you simply must watch this video to the end. Literary works are an invaluable storehouse of information and wisdom, accumulated by mankind over the centuries. It is difficult to overestimate the importance of books in the development of civilization and the transmission of knowledge from generation to generation. As the great Russian writer Fyodor Mikhailovich Dostoevsky aptly noted, education and reading serious literature play a key role in the formation of personality, while life experience complements and enriches the knowledge gained. Unfortunately, however, not all literary masterpieces have survived to our days. Some priceless manuscripts and ancient folios have been irretrievably lost, victims of time, wars, natural disasters, or human negligence. They have disappeared from the face of the earth forever, taking with them a piece of human wisdom and creative genius. Among the ancient books that have survived to this day, a special place is occupied by the Sinai Codex dating back to the beginning of the 5th century AD. This unique manuscript is rightly considered to be the oldest book known to us in the modern sense of the word. Of course, there are also older written sources, such as cuneiform tablets, papyri, birch bark letters, or rock inscriptions. However, they are not books in the form we are accustomed to, stapled or bound pages enclosed in a cover. Codex Sinaiticus was discovered in the monastery of St. Catherine, located on the Sinai Peninsula, which gave its name to this priceless manuscript. The book contains the texts of the Old and New Testaments written in ancient Greek. Currently, the pages of this ancient book are divided and stored in several major museums and libraries around the world. Such distribution of manuscript pages in different storages, on the one hand, provides their better preservation, and on the other hand, gives an opportunity to scientists and researchers from different countries to study this invaluable historical and cultural monument. We have already told about other no less significant monuments on our channel. Give classes to priceless folios, subscribe. In the course of archaeological research on one of the Australian beaches located near the town of Broome, scientists came across a truly amazing find. At a depth of about 12 meters in the sediments, the age of which, according to preliminary estimates, exceeds 300 million years, was found a mysterious object resembling a book. The head of the expedition, Thomas Kaminsky, did not hide his amazement, because such artifacts in such ancient rocks, a phenomenon extremely rare and unusual. The appearance of the find strikes the imagination. The pages of the ancient folio for millions of years completely mineralized, becoming a single stone monolith. However, the binding, presumably made of iron or some other metal alloy, has been preserved relatively well. According to Thomas Kaminsky, in all his years of practice, he had never encountered anything like it. Eager to share his discovery with colleagues, the archaeologist immediately sent photos of the find to Professor Jane Baum, a lecturer at the University of Western Australia and a recognized expert in the field of excavation. After seeing the photos, the woman could not believe her eyes and, without hesitation, accepted Thomas's invitation to personally examine the amazing artifact. Arriving at the excavation site in Cable Beach, Professor Baum was literally stunned by what she saw. After all, it is not every day that one gets the opportunity to touch such an ancient and mysterious object extracted from the bowels of the earth. However, despite the fact that the stone book was indeed found in the oldest geological layers, Jane Baum still doubted the authenticity of the find. In her opinion, it is difficult to imagine that more than 300 million years ago on Earth could exist intelligent beings capable of creating something like this. Doubts of the professor shared and other prominent archaeologists from different countries. The main stumbling block was the question of how the pages of the book managed to survive and mineralize, instead of simply decaying or disintegrating under the influence of water and time. Ian Plimer, professor of geology at the University of Melbourne, gave his viewpoint on this matter. In his opinion, the key role in the preservation of the artifact played a key role in the absence of oxygen and strong compression of the rock. Thanks to these factors, external forces did not have a significant impact on the book, which led to its gradual mineralization and transformation into stone. Despite the skepticism of colleagues, Thomas Kaminsky himself is convinced of the authenticity of his find. He believes that the book is indeed a message from the distant past, basing his theory on the fact that the artifact was extracted from a 12-meter depth, where previously never excavated. The main regret of Thomas Kaminsky, the archaeologist who discovered the unique stone book, is the impossibility to read its contents. For millions of years, the pages of the ancient folio so densely compressed and mineralized that it is impossible to separate them without damaging the integrity of the artifact. In addition, according to the scientist, conducting radiocarbon analysis to determine the exact age of the find will also not give results because organic matter in it is completely absent. However, some experts are of a different opinion and believe that there are methods that allow not only to establish the age of the book, but also to decipher its content. One of the proposed options is the use of special equipment for translucency of the stone monolith. By analyzing the density of different sections, it is possible to determine the location of text in blank sheets. However, the proponents of this idea recognize that such research requires significant financial costs and does not guarantee success. It is unlikely that anyone from the scientific community will dare to allocate funds for such a risky experiment. Another reason to doubt the antiquity of the find is its relatively modern appearance. Some geologists and hydrologists suggest that the book may have undergone accelerated mineralization in a body of water with a high content of dissolved minerals. Under such conditions, the process of turning organic materials into stone may take only a few years, not millions as previously thought. It is hoped that scientists will be able to find a way to unlock the secrets of this mysterious artifact and shed light on its true origin. It is worth noting that Australia is not the only place where such unusual finds were made. So in the early 20th century, in a coal mine in the city of Thomas, Oklahoma, USA, workers came across a strange metal object resembling a bowl, bricked up in a solid piece of coal. The foreman, who took the find from the worker, did not pass it to the museum and hid it in the basement of his own house, preserving the remains of the rock inside. After many years already being on a well-deserved vacation, the former foreman decided to share his amazing find with archaeologists in the hope of learning its true age. When scientists began to study the mysterious vessel, they were amazed by its incredible antiquity. To confirm their assumptions, they sought the help of experienced geologists who carefully examined the soil preserved inside the bowl. The results of the analysis stunned everyone. The officially declared age of the artifact exceeded 290 million years. Subsequently, these data were confirmed by authoritative American professors who had the opportunity to study the unique object. However, the question of how the cast iron container could be in such ancient sediments remained unanswered. Unfortunately, the fate of the mysterious bowl is shrouded in mystery. It disappeared without a trace, leaving behind only a lot of scientific discussions and speculations of fans of conspiracy theories. Some even suggested that the artifact could have been moved through time with the help of a hypothetical time machine. But the main mystery, causing the most heated debate, was the material from which the bowl was made, cast iron, the mass use of which began only in the 18th century. How this object could appear in the coal bed, formed long before the emergence of man, is still an unsolvable mystery. Surprisingly, but such finds, challenging established scientific ideas, are not so rare. So in 1968th year, amateur paleontologist William Meister, walking in the vicinity of the town of Antelope Springs in Utah, found an unusual piece of shale. Cracking the stone, he was amazed at what he saw. On the inner surface of the clearly visible imprint of a man's hiking boot, and next to it, fossilized trace of trilobite, an ancient marine arthropod. Shocked by his discovery, Meister contacted professional geologists who determined the age of the shale rock to be the Cambrian period. This meant that the imprint of a modern shoe had somehow unfathomably ended up in the oldest sediments, formed long before not only humans, but also most terrestrial life forms. However, despite all these striking findings, the scientific community often treats them with great skepticism, preferring to explain them by accidental similarities or the game of imagination. Scientists tend to stick to established theories and concepts, not allowing the possibility of artifacts that do not fit into the conventional picture of the world. Another example causing controversy and debate is the Egyptian Sphinx, a mysterious monument, the age of which has not yet been accurately established. Geologists have noticed a curious detail. The sides of this gigantic statue bear the marks of prolonged exposure to water, reminiscent of an ocean coastline subject to erosion. This observation has led some scientists to the idea that the Sphinx could have been erected at a time when the current desert was splashed by the waves of the ancient sea, which later receded and left behind only sand dunes. Unfortunately, modern technology does not yet allow to give definite answers to all the questions related to the mysteries of the distant past. But perhaps in the foreseeable future, in a few decades, mankind will be able to come closer to unraveling its origin and the true age of its civilization. Who knows what other surprises and discoveries await us along the way? One thing is clear. The history of mankind is much more complex and intricate than is commonly believed. Finds such as stone tools from Mexico or a mysterious bowl from a coal mine make us question how true our ideas about the past are.